Hi, I'm Charles Zukowski. Today I'm going to be talking about the four-finger exercise. Now, the four-finger exercise has two functions. For one, it's a way to build technique, increase speed, increase finger accuracy, and right-hand, left-hand coordination, but it's also a way for beginning guitar players to just get their fingers moving on the fretboard the way that they should and to get used to what that feels like. I'm going to talk some more about exactly how to do this and some variations on it, but first I'm just going to demonstrate it. The portion that I just played used four positions: first position, second position, third position, and fourth position. I like to refer to that as a set as the first step. As you're playing it, when you're playing the first step, the first thing you want to do is just figure out where your finger should go. We're going to start on the low E string. You're going to put your first finger on the first fret and pick that note. Then you're going to put your second finger on the second fret, pick that, third finger, third fret, fourth finger, fourth fret, each time plucking it one time. Then after you do that, you're going to move up to the A string. Do the same thing, no open strings. D, G, B, high E. Then when you get to the top, you're going to slide your pinky up to the 5th fret and come back down backwards, starting with the pinky on the high E string, 5th fret, 4th fret, 3rd fret, 2nd fret. Then you place your pinky on the 5th fret of the B string. 5, 4, 3, 2, G string, D, A, E. Then after you do that, you move your first finger up one fret to the 3rd fret, and you go up the way you ascended the first time. First finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger. Now at the 3rd fret, or 3rd position. When you get to the top, move that 4th finger up one fret higher, come back down again. That's the first part of this, getting those fingers in that order, trying to make it smooth. Once you feel pretty comfortable that you're doing that, the next thing you want to focus on is your pick technique, what's going on in the right hand. The best way to do this is to alternate pick. This is really going to give you the most amount of speed. If you have to go down to play this note and bring your pick back up to hit it again every time, you might as well touch your pick to the string when you're bringing the pick back up. It literally makes you play twice as fast. As you get to the top, you have a choice here. When you're descending, you can continue to go down, up, or you can begin with an up pick. Now, if you up pick, you have to do the same direction of a pick as you're transitioning. So, from the first position, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. I would suggest trying that both ways. Start where you go through the whole exercise only using downstrokes, and then again, when you're ascending, use downstrokes to begin it, and when you're descending, use an upstroke to begin it. Some of the areas that this helps focus on are just making sure that the pick is hitting the correct string, and when you change strings with the picking hand, you're going to the next string correctly. It's also going to help you with finger placement, pressing the fingers down hard enough. If you notice that your 4th finger is not getting a good sound, you know that you need to press a little harder with that finger. This is also going to help with right hand, left hand coordination, making sure that when your pick hits the string, your left hand is simultaneously pushing that note down. When this video started, I played it in 4 positions, and I called that step 1. For step 2, you're still going to begin in the first position, but you're going to go all the way up to the 9th position so that your 4th finger ends on the 12th fret. Step 2 ends with an ascending passage. Now step 3 could be going all the way up to the 21st, 22nd, or 24th fret, however many frets your guitar has. Now I like to go all the way to the top of my fretboard if I'm using this as a warm-up. If I'm sitting there before a gig and I just want to get my hands loose, get my hands moving, I play through it all the way to the top. Now I'm using a Les Paul right now. Les Pauls are very thick right here, so it's going to be pretty tricky for me to get way up there, but this is a good opportunity for me to get used to what that feels like. Now, am I ever going to actually play the 19th fret of my low E string really fast like that? Probably not. But if I can play up here really quickly, then of course I can play in that position really quickly. Like any exercise, one of the best ways to stay motivated is to be able to see the progress you're making. In order to chart that progress, what I like to do is time this exercise. Now, assuming that we're counting these as quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I like to play this at 180 beats per minute. If you want to go all the way up to the 12th fret, a more realistic goal would be 190 beats per minute, but treating these as eighth notes. That's going to work out to playing the first step in about 30 seconds and the second step in about 35 seconds. By the time you're ready for the third step, going all the way up here, you don't really need to be timing it anymore. Although you shouldn't try that until you've already played the second step at 190 beats per minute, eighth notes. Even if you can play this exercise really fast, it's still going to benefit you to play it slowly, and always use a metronome or a drum track. So let's say we put a metronome at 120. You want to play exactly with it at 120. Then bump it up to 130, 140, all the way up to 180. Now, once you get really proficient with this exercise, and you really want to go for speed, you're going to have to do a few things a little bit differently. For one, I use my pinky, or the side of my palm, to mute the strings. Also, with distortion, you should also practice with distortion if the music you like to play uses distortion. Playing with distortion is going to make the strings react a little bit differently. You're going to have to control that feedback. Hopefully that helps out. Again, that's the 4-finger exercise. If you'd like a PDF of that, you can message me at my Facebook account, facebook.com/GuitarSanDiego, and I can message you one of those PDFs of this. And if you have any questions of your own, if you're looking for some new techniques to warm up with, a song request, an exercise to help with speed, anything at all, leave in the comments.